Should KD prioritize his return tonight or his potential free agency this summer?
His potential free agency. And I will explain why. As much as I want to see him match up with Kawhi, I'll explain why. It's not so much, I've made this argument, and Stephen A., I think your response is exactly right. It's not so much he's risking $100 million or whatever it is, difference that he might make or whatever it is in free agency, because every team will offer him as much money as they could possibly offer him, even if he had a catastrophic injury that kept him out for all of next season. It's really not about the money. It's about the rest of his career as a player. Understand, he's what, 30, 31 now? If his doctor is telling him something like this, yes, you're okay. You may even be good enough to play. But understand that leg is now compromised. And it's the kind of injury, obviously it's a grade 2 something with his calf, right? Not grade 1. It's more than a grade 1. And it's the kind of injury where if you re-injure it, now the likelihood is higher than normal that you'll re-injure it, you might be out for a year. Let's not forget, with those kind of injuries that could take you out for a year, it takes another year to come back to your full self. KD could be sitting there going, hold up, I'm going to be 33 by the time I'm back to being as good as I can be. My prime basically over, maybe a couple of years left. You're talking about the rest of my life and what I'm trying to accomplish in the game. How do we know KD's not trying to be the greatest player who ever lived? I mean, he has the package of skills and talent and size. Does he want to jeopardize that right now, down 3-1, where he feels like even if I do come back, I'm going to be 50% of what I might otherwise be? So it's really not about the money, Stephen A. It's about the rest of his career and life, if that's the calculation he's making.
But that's what I don't like about your argument, because you're acting as if people are saying, even if your career is at risk, play anyway. Nobody's going to sit up there and say, you know what, the hell with your career, the hell with the hundreds of millions of dollars down the line, the hell with your future health, all right, KD, play anyway. Nobody with sense is saying that. What we're saying is that, excuse me, you can't be sacrificing the chance at a championship because you're thinking about free agency, meaning the immediacy of the moment. Oh, I'm worried about, okay, if I re-injure myself, then starting out next season, I might not be 100%. If you told me that KD could risk the kind of injury that could force him to miss the first couple of months of a season, I'd say for a championship, you do it. Now, for your career, whatever, career-threatening injury, that's an entirely different matter. Of course, I wouldn't say that. But if the risk is, oh, I might not come into training camp 100%. I might have to work a little extra from October through the end of the year, going into January, because I might, I got to recuperate. For a championship, that's what you do. I will remind everybody, and again, I'm getting old school here. I will remind everybody, Michael Jordan's second year, I think, in the NBA, Jerry Krause was the general manager. You remember this. And Michael Jordan had missed just a slew of games. I forgot, I don't recall exactly how many games. I think the number was 63 or something like that. And Jerry Krause did not want him, God rest. So Jerry Krause did not want him to come back. Michael wasn't trying to hear that. Michael the hell with this, I'm trying to win. Now he came back. He balled out. It was when he dropped 63 at the Garden. Larry Bird called him Larry Bird called him God in basketball shorts, okay? That's how he said it, because Michael Jordan was so surreal and what have you. The Bulls got swept in the first round by those Boston Celtics. What I'm saying is when you're a baller, what do? You ball. This is the finals. And if you're KD and you believe that with you on the court, y'all got a chance to win a championship. If you believe with you on the court, y'all have the ability to overcome, become only the second team in NBA history that overcame a 3-1 deficit in the finals, I say you go for it, as long as it's not career-threatening.
Here's the problem. That risk is unknowable. If a doctor is telling him, I'm saying if his doctor is telling him, look, yeah, maybe you just might, if you re-injure it, you may miss a few months. But a bad case scenario is, no, you'd be out for the year. You tear it all the way off, or the Achilles or whatever. That's an unknowable risk. You can't do the calculation. It may be 3 months or it may be a year. I may never be the same. I'm not saying the rest of his career, but it may take a solid 2 years out of my prime. Let me just remind everyone, have I ever questioned Kawhi Leonard's heart? No. Kawhi Leonard, never. And I say he's the best player in the game, and he's showing his toughness right now, because he ain't 100% right now either. Kawhi Leonard's heart was questioned by others, and his intentions were questioned by an organization like the Spurs, which is as credible as it gets, because he was hurt. He understood the way his body was feeling. His own doctor said, whoa, hold on a second, they're misdiagnosing you. And he wasn't taken at his word by the organization. He said, well, other guys have this injury, you should be fine. Kawhi did the smart thing. He's like, no, I'm not fine. I know I'm not fine, and my guys tell me I'm not fine. Rested up. He wasn't quite Kawhi Leonard this year. He was a little half step below. Took this season to very high level, but not his highest level. Got ready for the playoffs and is having one of the greatest runs in history. If KD, I trust KD and his knowledge of how he's feeling more than a medical staff of the team.
Yeah, but because my take is different than yours doesn't mean I'm not trusting KD either. So let's be careful about what we're saying here. I'm not questioning anything about KD. Whatever decision he makes, I support because I know it's going to be real. All I'm trying to say is that when you are a baller, you ball if you can. If he makes a decision that he can't ball, then I support that. But my bottom line is, all I'm saying is thinking about the finals as opposed to free agency. And when you use the analogy that you used with Kawhi, let's keep in mind Kawhi had only played 9 games. Kawhi hadn't played all season long. It's not like he played all season long and in the first round of the playoffs and threw 5 games in the second round of the playoffs and then went down. No, he was going the entire year. And also, they weren't the prohibitive favorite because you had a whole bunch of people believing, even with Kawhi, they want to be in Golden State because they didn't believe in the rest of the Spurs. That's entirely different.
Let me flip it around for you.
I'm just saying, all I'm saying is there's a difference.
Let me flip it around in terms of the way everyone views this. When you saw the injury originally, did you think KD would play in these playoffs?
No.
Me neither. I didn't think he had a prayer.
Remember, I was on the air immediately after the game. I thought it was Achilles.
Everyone did. You were one of them. I totally agreed with you. I thought KD is done. He may be done for all. He may not be the same for a year and a half. That's what I thought. The fact that he's even worked himself into a position where he may play is gravy for the Warriors. They can't expect that he will play.